Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Kanye Crusade. And on this episode, we're going to be diving into the album Yay, released in 2018. And we have a special guest today, Daniel Dwarf Lewis, according to his Discord name. So introduce yourself, Daniel.
Hey everybody, I'm Daniel. Thanks for having me. I'm another student like Carson. I enjoy Kanye as well.
I think we've got one more very important question. What are your
All
thoughts on
right.
Aldi?
All right, nice. We'd like to hear. What's up?
Say that again, Carson.
What are your thoughts on Aldi?
Aldi
Yeah.
and the German supermarket.
Yep.
It's good. I
Why did you
frequently
ask that?
got a lot of cheese and wine from there.
Fair enough.
Why
I
did
guess
you,
one final
why
question
did you randomly just ask him a question about the supermarket?
Why wouldn't I? It feels like an appropriate question.
Okay.
One more question for all of us. What is your favorite Kanye album that you've listened to?
Well, I think we already know mine, if you want to go first. Because we've been on this journey for a while now. We've done everything up until Yay, and we still have a lot to go,
My favorite was 808s and Heartbreaks.
which is very respectable. Mine's sort of a toss-up, just depends on what day it is. Sometimes it's like I really like Yeezus, and I know Holster hated that album, which is fair. But again, I also don't want to spoil stuff. That's like one thing we're also going to this. Holster's going into this completely blind, and he has like no other like outside interference when it comes to listening to these albums and or just experiencing them in general. And like he doesn't know like anything about Mr. West's history, so that's also a thing we're taking into account. So, and I know that doesn't really like all this. Favorite albums probably get your college dropout or Jesus.
Mr. Lewis?
I would actually say that mine is probably going to be Dark Twisted Fantasy or the current one we're going to talk about.
Really?
Yes, so
Dark
Well, hey,
Twisted
that's
Fantasy is
very
pretty good.
respectable. I respect that opinion. It's either a 7 or a 9 out of 10, but not an 8, right, Holscher?
Right.
Is that what you gave that one?
No, I think I gave that an 8.
Wrong.
So overall, rating wise, what would you rate this album out of 10?
Well, I liked it about as much as College Dropout, so
7 or a 9, but not an 8.
Like, it was still pretty good.
Oh yeah, we got a definitive answer.
I guess with introductions out of the way,
But just a little preface before we start, Holscher.
continue.
I was just say, just preface this album. This was during a very chaotic time in Kanye's life, so this was also a sort of therapy album, one could say, sort of like
for sure.
Dark Twisted, but not as bombastic. It's like a lot more laid back, and this was during different things during this time. So hopefully you'll like that. Again, comparing it to Jesus, this is nothing like it, so I know you'll probably like it more. If we don't have anything else to say, we'll start off with the very first track off this wonderful album. It's a very, very interesting name. If you would like to tell us, Holster, what's the first name? First track name?
I thought about killing you.
Very lovely.
Indeed. Awesome title.
If we don't have anything else to say, we'll listen to I Thought About Killing You, which I would never do, Holster.
So best believe, I thought about killing
the Muslims.
Well, that was the first track, Holster. What'd you think of that?
I actually really liked it. I think that was the best first song out of any album that we've seen so far. I further think
Really?
that
That is interesting to say. Because I know a lot of people are sort of divided on that. Oh,
I think there must be some amount of lag between the two of us. Anyway,
yeah.
well, first of all, I think the bit where he's just kind of talking, it reminds me of something that our mutual friend Big Carl would just say as a joke. And I think the instrumental, once the song really starts up, reminds me of something out of Amori.
Okay. I think you've made a comparison to Amori before from one of Kanye's songs. I don't remember, but I can vividly remember
Oh, at least
it was
twice.
something related to that. That's interesting.
Well, Mr. Lewis, what are your thoughts?
I too really enjoyed that. Um, I enjoyed how much it built up from, as you mentioned, the sort of just like voiceover with the vocals in the background. It's kind of like haunting at the beginning, and then it builds up to that first bass and drum, and then finally gets to the rap. I think that whole build-up process is something I really enjoy. And then when he's talking about, I say like some dark things, and I'm in dark space. I feel like I have to say something good or lighthearted to compensate. It's definitely a feeling that I've had before that I need to lighten up the mood somehow or just switch it up from how I'm actually feeling in order to not be awkward or whatever. But in reality, I want to be in that dark space sometimes.
That was very insightful. Mr. Harris.
All right, nice. Mine's probably not going to be as in depth as that one, but I think I enjoyed that one. I could definitely see that sort of getting annoying and a little redundant. I do think for like an introductory, like introducing, I guess the whole concept of this album, it's commendable. The actual like music part of it, I thought was pretty good. I think that was pretty decent, pretty solid opening for a Kanye album. I've heard better ones, but I've also heard like sets the mood for this album.
Yeah. What are some good openings that you have in mind?
So, not including skits, obviously, because I know some of his earlier works they had skits opening. I do like heard him say top three opener probably in my opinion.
Yes, agree.
Obviously, Dark like for Yeezus, because
Yeah.
that's like the very first like second you hear it, it's like okay, yeah, this is completely different to what he's been doing. I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, I think
No Church in the Wild.
that is an interesting one. But again, I also want to try to keep this semi spoiler free for Holscher. But again, I respect that one as well for being, again, completely different and out of left field. But I still respect this opening. I like it.
All right.
If we do not have anything else to say, we will move on to the next track. Sorry, Holscher, if I interrupted you.
You said exactly what I was about to say. And the next track is Yikes.
Find help.
Well, that was Yikes. Holscher. That track make you go, yikes. This stinks.
It did not. That was actually pretty awesome. Rather groovy.
That's
Nice.
nice. Well, what did you like about it? I know you say it was groovy.
Good instrumental. Good flow on the lyrics. Really came together and made a bop there.
Damn, I don't think I've ever heard you use the word bop before.
And you may never hear me
I
use
know.
it again.
Holscher using slang. Holscher, can you say some other slang? What other slang do you know?
Now that you've asked me, it's all just left my mind.
Damn it. Oh, that sucks. Daniel, what did you think of that track?
I'm on that spectrum with Carson as well about this being a certified bop. I don't have a big like analysis like the first one. I thought about killing you, but I did like the inclusion of people with BPD having a superpower or something like that. I thought it was interesting. I've talked to other people with neurodivergence or whatever you want to call it, and asked them, "Hey, do you feel like your condition is a superpower?" And they said, "You know what? Hell yeah!" So speaking truth to power.
That's good to hear. I do like that track as well. I do find it very groovy. And I would say it's a complete 180 from the first one. It was like a lot more mellow and like chillaxed, you could say. But it's a good contrast where it's like not too crazy. But
Right, right.
it is very upbeat. I did find the lyric about him being on meds or being off meds very interesting because with how he's done being on medication and like trying to suppress his crazy shit. It's like it brings the question of do we want to suppress his creativity or do we just let him like go crazy and do whatever he wants because he still makes good music? Which looking now at like what other shit he's been on, it's definitely stipend his creativity.
Yeah.
But that's for the future, not for now.
I mean, I just like how honest he is in this whole album about like what he's thinking, what he's going through.
That's true.
Uh,
If we don't have anything else to say, we shall move on to the next track, which is
All mine.
Ooh, this has one of my favorite lyrics.
well, that was All Mine. I could probably guess what your favorite lyric from that album was, or that song, I should say. But let's ask Holscher, what'd you think of that track?
Whoever was in that background sample ought to be banned from singing high notes.
the user model, like that guy.
Yeah.
You did not like that?
I did not enjoy the background sample. Like, Kanye's rapping was fine. The instrumental was very okay.
Who
It was
was
alright.
that on the high notes?
It wasn't
You
great,
should.
but it was alright.
That's that track is just okay.
Yeah.
All right, now Daniel, I could probably guess what your favorite lyric from that song was. Is
Go
it
ahead.
is it the "None of Us Would Be Here Without Come"?
No.
Is it the "I Love Your Titties So Much"?
Two things
Make
at
me
once?
focus on once. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
It was a toss up between those two. Mine, I like
Yeah.
the outcome lyric is I like that one. It's just so stupid.
It's stupid. It's silly. It's kind of a simple little beat. I thought it was okay. I think I enjoyed the sort of like high pitched vocal, medulla oblongata, whatever you're saying.
Yeah, I thought this track was also all right. I do think like in the second verse it kind of does try to start something interesting and then it just goes back to simple.
Yeah.
Which I mean nothing wrong with being simple, but when you have the first two tracks being like really really solid and this one's kind of coming out being like, okay, it's like, damn. I wouldn't say it's a vibe killer, but it's like it puts some worry on you, since this is a very short album. So kind of want everything to hit. I thought that track was all right. If we do not have anything else to say, we will move on to the next track on this album.
Jizz wouldn't leave.
I'm going on an aeroplane.
Well, Holster, what'd you think of that track?
Pretty good. Instrumental was solid. Lyrics were good. The flow was good. Probably the best track in this album so far.
Really, even better than. I think that's the best track so far, even with the opener and Yikes.
Yeah.
Being fairly solid. Fair. Daniel, what did you like about that track?
I thought it was just chill and laid back. I don't know. I wasn't super ecstatic about it when the first time I heard it. It's more of like a background track to me, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought that track was pretty good all things around. I did find it weird that like at the end, or I won't say at the end, but at the point where he's like talking about if you ever embarrassed your wife or girlfriend, like how you messed up. It was weird that he was censoring that part. I don't know if y'all caught that, but it was just a little weird that he was censoring that. But 2 tracks ago, he was like saying crazy shit. Even the last track, I talked about outcome and like loving your titties. Like what? Why does that get censored? Yeah, why do you censor these naughty words? But that's just a little nitpick I had. But overall, still that track was pretty solid.
I guess you could like explain, like if you inhaled the copium, the Kanye opium, you could say like, oh, the change in tonality throughout this album fits the theme of BPD, of sort of shifting between
Okay,
2 different zones constantly.
he might be cooking.
Maybe.
Yeah. We'll have to keep listening to the album. Maybe that does happen. We'll have to keep listening to see if we'll actually hear like a lyrical content change. Like he stops swearing. Damn, he might be cooking. If we don't have anything else to say, we will move on to the next track.
Which is No Mistakes.
Good evening, and welcome to Junpei's.
Well, that was No Mistakes. Bullshit. Was that song a mistake though?
It was not.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's both kind of weird and groovy. Lyrics are decent. Flow's pretty good. I feel like when the instrumental really kicks in, it sounds like something that could play in Persona 3 or 4 whenever you're just kind of walking around. Yeah, good song.
I could probably. Hold on, I'm trying to even. What could you? I'm not trying to contest you on that idea. I'm just trying to like figure out what that could be reminiscent of. Probably do like maybe January in Persona 3. You know what one I'm talking about?
It wouldn't be changing seasons.
No, it's in January whenever if you're choosing to go for the true ending. Like the game gets all like the music changes, like it's like very depressing. I could play depending on who's editing it, I'll send you like the song track, but it changes the entire vibe of the game whenever you're listening to it, because like for most of it it's like, oh, happy and joyous, like pretty chill, laid back, and then like you get into January, it's like, damn, this is depressing as hell. And all because of music change, nothing else. Because they know how to actually make they knew how to make good game back in the day. Remake of good game, not good game. That's my little rant. Sorry.
I regret that.
Daniel,
I've
what
not
do you think
listened
of
to
that
that track.
Oh, I agree with Carson. I wasn't too interested in whatever was happening lyrically. I just thought it was a chill song again. Sorry for the analysis cop out, but
Nah, it's fine.
that's my take.
Sometimes we all have that. That's why we have good people here. We all have like a variety of opinions. Some people might be giving a in-depth analysis on one song, and the other one's just like, yeah, I like it. It's chill, and that's what we like to hear. What we like opinions about.
Now I know
Personally, I really like that track.
that you have
What you saying?
opinions on Persona, Mr. Lewis. So what do you think?
I do.
Oh.
I mean, I've not played Persona 3, and I barely played Persona 4, but I do have strong opinions about Persona 5.
Oh boy.
So I imagine you might, at least from the vibe, do you think it sounds like something that would play in one of those games?
I think Persona 4, this sort of like chill farmland vibe out in the rural town.
I'd suggest playing 3. Don't play Reload though. Too expensive, and yeah, too expensive and shit. Just go play FES. Better game.
Fair enough.
Great game. Maybe
I
download
do
the
like
party.
the soundtrack though.
Yeah, I think 3 has my favorite soundtrack. And then they butchered it in Reload. Good Lord Almighty.
Really? Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say
I know
butcher it.
Carson and I were bopping into the reload.
Okay,
I
to
wouldn't
be
say all
fair,
reload. It's
their
like
remix of Mass Destruction is kind of crap.
it is
However,
awful. No, God,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
lord, holy shit! I listened to that for the first time. I was like, what did the fuck did they do? You know,
Disturbing the Peace, though.
I mean, yeah, that's. I like the new tracks though. The new tracks are fine, but like the old songs, God, and they only recently you could actually change the songs back to the original like game soundtrack, like just recently, which I never understand why remakes don't just have the original soundtrack of the game like in the game itself. Like just give us the option to just have old music. The autistic, the rant's over unless it comes up again. But I did like that track. I really like Charlie Wilson on that. Charlie Wilson's always great when he's on Kanye albums. Not sure if you want to identify who Charlie Wilson was. He was the, I guess, bridge chorus on a Down 2 at the end of Jesus. He's a great singer. I love him. I love Charlie Wilson. Just a great song. But if we do not have anything else to say about that track, we will move on to the next one.
that is Ghost Town.
Well, that was Ghost Town. Ulster, what'd you think of that track?
Really good. Lyrics were solid. I really vibe with the whole nothing hurts anymore, I feel free. Yeah, lyrics were
That's
good.
fair.
Instrumental was good. Yeah, good song.
Nice. Daniel, what'd you think of that track?
Man, where to begin? I think this is the track that puts the album like in the contention for favorite. It ticks off all the boxes. For me, personally, the instrumental I think is legendary. The intro is great. The lyrics are completely relatable. The nostalgia, the ego, the sort of people have wrote me off that are my friends, and sometimes even my family have written me off, and I don't give a fuck though. We're gonna keep on going. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on this podcast. We can edit that out in post.
Oh, I've done it
Nah, we
before.
don't care.
Okay.
We don't
Um,
we don't really care about what we say.
all right, so yeah, it ticks all the boxes for me, and I listened to this. I was in sophomore year of high school, and I was in a similar sort of dark space at the time. And I think the first time I heard this song, I kind of teared up, and I was like, it's just really good.
That's nice that you really enjoyed that. I also enjoy this song a lot. You know, I would know it's kind of a little lame to say that like the most popular song on the album like is like my favorite, but it'd probably be a tie between that, or actually it's the second most popular. Sorry, I'm looking at Spotify right now. Final track actually has the most views, but I do like this track. Instrumental's really good. I do like the second verse, great legendary verse. Just really enjoy that one. Fit the whole vibe of the album as a whole as well. I think that's what, because I always, whenever it comes to like these album reviews, I usually try to pinpoint what a song is on that album, and like that's going to be like the defining song. Like when you think of this Kanye album, you're going to think of this song. And I would probably say
Exactly.
that song right there is probably defining like what that this whole album's about. You know,
Exactly.
if you don't have anything else to say, we will finish off this album with Violent Crimes.
Get the fuck off my property!
I was Violent Crimes. Well, sure. Did that song make you violent for how bad that was?
Oh, pretty good. Solid instrumental. Lyrically solid. Flow was solid. I can't complain.
That's good. Daniel, what'd you think of that track?
I really enjoyed that one as well. I thought the lyrical flow was enjoyable. Expressing his fear for his daughter is relatable, and his criticism. I don't think when he says the N word, I don't think he's just talking about, literally people who are the N word. I think he's applying that to
Like
all
just
men.
people.
Yeah,
Like
just
it,
people. They're wild, they'll take advantage of you, they'll do stupid shit. And then they get this sort of like clarity as soon as they have a child, and they're like, they feel a sense of needing to protect them and shield them from the world that they know is just like them before that point.
right.
So I really like the song. That's just me.
Yeah, I like this one too. Again, I think sort of building off your idea or like your comment about, protecting your family and your daughter, like the lyric, like don't grow up in a hurry. That does hit a little hard, because I think at this point, Kanye was trying to like rebuild his family, protect them. Because I guess this would sort of go into history stuff, for sure, which I know we have done a little bit, but basically what like sort of sparked this entire album process was, Daniel, you can correct me if I'm wrong on some of this. When he was touring during the St. Pablo era or like the Pablo era, he canceled like all of his shows abruptly because he got a call saying that his wife and kids got robbed, and like he like had like a complete like breakdown over that because like he couldn't be there to protect them, and like he was sent off to a hospital and everything, and it was just like a very dark time in his life to deal with that. So like this was also like a coping way
Right.
to process that. So I should have explained that earlier.
Damn.
But with that, we finished the album. Again, this is a really, really short album, only 7 songs. So
Short and sweet.
overall, Holster, what did you think of Yay?
It's at least as good as 808s and Heartbreaks. I think it's what I was really hoping for going into Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you would say this is like a true sequel to 808s?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
I want to give it a 10, but I know it's not perfect, so we'll give it a 9.5.
Damn, 9.5. That's the high.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that's the highest ranking so far. Got beat out 808s.
I thought
Hey.
808s was also 9.5.
I could have sworn it was 9. But
I don't know. Equal to
damn.
808s. Whatever 808s was, that's what I'm giving that.
Damn. I mean,
Really
hey,
good.
that's completely respectable. I can respect this album. Short, sweet, to the point. I'd rather have an album that's 7 really, really good songs versus like 15, 16 tracks that are ranging from pretty good to downright amazing, in my opinion. Because again, I want to keep these things compact, which will also be brought up later with some of his later albums. But again, that's neither here nor there. I'm glad you enjoyed this one. I think I should ask Daniel, since this is his first time here. What would you rate this album, like out of 10?
I'm going with a solid 9 because I agree with Carson that it's for the most part great. I think there's some, as you mentioned, like tonal and quality inconsistencies here and there, but besides that, I love it.
That's fair. I would give this like probably an 8 or a 9 as well. Just very solid album. I'm glad you all enjoyed this album. Tune in next time. We'll also be listening to actually the same length, funnily enough, only 7 tracks. So this is also a pretty short album. The next one, it's going to be a collab album. Now, Holster, before I continue, I know we had some issues in the last collab album, which was Watch the Throne. I know you didn't really like that one, but trust me, this next one is a whole lot better than Watch the Throne.
Well, in fairness, there wasn't a whole lot going on in my head by the end of Watch the Throne.
Besides, yeah. Have you told Daniel about like what your crazy comparison between that song was? And
No,
this
I
ties
think he
back to
just
what
has
we
to
were
watch that
talking about
video.
earlier.
I think he just has
Okay.
to watch that video.
Yeah, I'll send him the channel. I'll send him the playlist.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Daniel, again for being here. I know I haven't even introduced myself. I'm completely sorry about that. I feel like such an asshole. My name is Bryce. I've known Carson for a very long time. Probably since
It's
I
actually only
met you at
been about
Endgame.
4 years.
I thought I met you at Endgame. Did I
No,
not?
I wasn't there. We've only known each other
What?
for 4 years. It just feels longer because we've both known Drew forever.
That is true. Yeah. We've known of each other. But yeah, I had a great time. A great guest, Daniel. We'd love to have you back. Tune in next time when we listen to Kids See Ghosts.